Okay, after talking to hundreds upon hundreds of investors, one of the common questions that I get all the time is, Tony, how much time does it take to manage a mobile home park, especially out of state? And hey, I work a full-time job. I'm a dad. I'm a father. It's man, I'm busy. How do I do this? So what I wanted to go over is, as you can see here in the image, and we're going to take a look at this in a moment. We'll drive the park really quick on Google Earth, which is what I absolutely love Google Earth. But I want to cover two large components before we delve into how much time it takes to manage a given mobile home park. So there's two types of mobile home parks. One is a turnkey park, and another one is, I like to call it a turnaround park. And I spoke about that in Park Place as well. A turnkey park is where essentially the residents all own their own homes. You're pretty much just in the dirt business, meaning they pay you lot rent, and anything above the dirt they own. So if there's a leaky roof, a broken faucet, it's on them. They own their own home. A turnaround park it's more where you're going to have a ton of park-owned homes where maybe you own all the homes, you own quite a bit of the homes, I should say, and you got more turnover. Maybe a lot of the residents they haven't lived there that long. Maybe it's a lower occupancy. The existing owner was really bad on collecting lot rent, and there's just a lot of work that needs to be taken care of. Now, those type of parks are going to be a lot more in terms of day-to-day operations and management. I started out, what I'm going to show you now here in Idaho, this was our very first park, and the method that I took was essentially sharpening my teeth on more of a turnkey park as I dipped into the business, if you will. So again, this is the park that we have in Idaho. This is a 20-space mobile home park. And let's do this. Let's just cruise the park here really quick. This is a really cool story in that we ended up buying the park across the street as well. And so what I'll do when I go look at all of our deals in our parks, I'm always at the county researching information and getting additional owners' addresses. And then what I'll do is I'll send those owners letters. Hey, Tony Ferris here, local park owner. Just wanted to take a moment to introduce myself. We just acquired a park in the area, and we're looking to acquire another one. So we were able to literally pick up the park across the street in Idaho. Okay, so let's see here. Let's get in a little bit more here. We're not able to drive through the park on this particular one, but and I found Google Earth is absolutely awesome. Okay, so here it is, 20-space mobile home park. Now, honestly, I get 3 calls a year on this park. All of the residents own their own homes. There's really nothing to do in the day-to-day operations of the park. The only thing that really could happen is maybe a tree branch falls, or maybe an underground backup in the underground sewer. So you just have a plumber go in there and snake the line. So the only calls that I get is, and if you invest in single family homes or maybe apartments, you're going to know this. So this right here is a apartment building. And let me tell you, I've got stories and stories for days on just the headache and the hassle. The 3 calls a year that I do get are from this resident that's calling about his toilet or the sink, or there's snow on the roof and it's not sloping right, or this or that. I mean, you pretty much, you name it. He needs a new oven. It's just non-stop. So what I wanted to share with you is if the residents own their own homes, you think about it. You've got the underground infrastructure, the water and the sewer. The electric, that's on the city. We own below the ground, and they own above the ground. So as long as they're paying rent, and then what you want to do is I'm going to be sending you some additional videos on exactly what we do on how to capture the rent from the residents and the most efficient ways to do that as well. But I just kind of wanted to share this with you. If you're just getting into the business, I'd probably recommend getting more of a turnkey park. The number one thing you want to look for is a very high percentage of tenant-owned homes as opposed to park-owned homes. So there's really not a whole lot to do on the day-to-day basis, and as you can kind of see that right here. All right, that's going to cover it in this one, and we've got a ton more coming up.